I wasn't expecting Black Butler there for some reason.
Actually, okay.
I thought you were more of a fan of the anime.
I didn't realize you read the manga of that.
Yeah.
I've read, what chapter did I read up to? I've read a good chunk of Black Butler. I haven't caught up because I know that a bunch of shit happened and there's a lot of big plot twists that I know about but I haven't read yet.
Right.
But I've read most of Black Butler and it's so much better in manga format than anime because the first,
Really?
the first season is basically like kind of like a, I don't know, episodical slice of life kind of thing that doesn't really progress the story that much.
Yeah.
And the second season is just non-canonical.
Right.
Of Black Butler. I saw that. Sorry. I just did water just fell down.
I just tripped on myself again.
Did you miss him out?
Cue another montage of me not being able to drink liquids.
It's a shame, right? Because it's the whole meme, right? I don't really talk about it because I don't want to be, people kind of want to be like, oh, he's the Black Butler guy. But I don't mind talking about it now. But yeah, the third season of Black Butler, the anime is based on like the manga, and it's amazing. Like it's like a really morbid part. It's really dark, and you kind of realize how good it can be.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the manga is a really good read, and I'd recommend it if you kind of like the idea of Black Butler but don't want to go through with the anime.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have read it if it wasn't for my YouTube videos.
Yeah, because like I've heard the second season of Black Butler. Is that different from the manga?
Yeah,
that's what I heard. And that's why
I think it's anime original.
It's completely terrible. It's universally like hated.
Okay.
But like genuinely give the manga a shot. It's pretty good.
So what's like different about the manga than the anime that you would recommend the manga over it?
Well, it's like way more serious, way more like it doesn't like fuck around, and it doesn't really feel like because the anime very much feels like it's kind of just yaoi bait at times.
Yeah,
like it just feels
it's
like
definitely trying to like pertain to its audience.
Yeah, and it's and the first season again, it's very casual. It doesn't really. It does cover a lot of the same things, but it does it in a way that I think, oh, okay.
I watched season 1 of the anime and I thought it was like,
it's fun.
It's decent.
It's fun, but the manga does it so much better. It does it so much more justice.
And I feel Toboso Yana's like art style is a lot just like more gritty and like kind of dark.
It's so good. But she gets better as well, and it's so good. And the third season of Black Butler covers like a circus arc, and it's so good. And the anime does it justice.
Book of
Circus.
Yeah.
It's
so
actually
is
so
like
good.
the anime finished now? Or is the manga finished? Sorry,
I think the manga's still going.
The manga's still ongoing.
Oh, it's still going.
It's still going.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's quite long running, and I don't know how many volumes are on. I think we're over like 13 at this point. I think it's quite
way more.
Quite a lot.
I think it's like over 20 now.
Is it really over 20?
Yeah.
I think I've only read up to like 10.
Right.
But I really enjoyed it. I don't know why I stopped. I'm probably go and read it at some point. Because when you catch up to a certain point, you're like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
For me, like my manga reading habits is that I just love binge reading manga so much.
I can't. Once I start a manga,
we're on
I
volume
can't stop.
30 now.
Volume 30 of Black Butler?
I know I've read over half, I think.
Right.
But I don't know how long ago that was. Because I think what was happening is that I got really burnt out on it. Because I read so much of it in like the space of a week.
And your entire career was
then that happened. Then I got... But I think this is probably going to remind me to get back into it. Because I'm probably going to... Because with One Punch Man, I did that as well, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I think even though if you've seen the show, I would give it a shot.
Yeah, I've definitely... I did remember giving the Black Butler manga a go, like after I finished watching season 1.
Yeah.
Because I just... At that point, season 2 had already finished airing. And I just heard, don't watch season 2.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, time for the manga then. And I just never got to it.
Yeah, and there's some... It's really dark at times. Like you forget like the main premise is that in Black Butler... He's a demon, and then he's made a contract with him to have his life at the end.
Yeah.
And like, they kind of play off it a lot in the anime and make it seem like, oh, it's kind of hot, huh? It's kind of, okay, But in the manga, they constantly remind you sometimes like, oh shit, he just like murders people, like straight up, and they're not afraid of like showing like really morbid stuff. There's some really good plot twists, like I won't spoil some of them, but there's some really fucked up shit that happens in there, and it's really worth giving it a shot, even though all the not stereotypes, but all the what's the word?
Facade, I guess.
Facade or the preconceptions that a lot of the Western anime fans have. Because I think in Japan it's pretty fucking popular, I think.
Oh, yeah. But it's popular, but it definitely does have like a strong female audience.
Well, I mean, Sebastian is iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, being the sexy man of
I mean, he was like the sexy man of anime for like the early to mid 2000s.
I'd still argue if you make a list of top 5 sexiest anime characters, Sebastian's on there. Like he is just sexy.
He just has that like cult, he has that like cult following.
Hit the pubs, lads.
It's Black Butler in it.
Like he's just an icon of his time for like anime and manga at the time. Like for like there's a few like I'd say characters in like anime that just personified a certain character trait. Like you think of Yandere for our generation, it's fucking Yuno Gasai.
Right.
You know what I mean? You think sexy man, it's Sebastian from Black Butler.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's replaced him yet.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the one that got close was maybe like Yuri from Yuri and Ice.
Yeah, but even then, like,
Even then,
you know.
I don't think he's as charming as Sebastian.
Sebastian is just a staple of like. It's like the sexy butler, but also just very suave, very charismatic. Right?
Yeah,
like it is very entertaining, and I feel like Sebastian does carry it a lot of the time because he's just so fun. And even though he is like obedient, he makes it so entertaining.
Yeah,
and you know, again, and even my videos that didn't even remotely do him justice. He's so witty and so clever in the anime and the manga. Sorry, where he's so fun to watch. And the the third season of the anime is good, and the Book of Murder, I think it's called. Is that correct? Book of Murder is pretty fun. It's like kind of like a mini whodunit,
right?
Within in 2 hours, and it's pretty fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's obviously Sebastian solves everything and does it magically, which is always fun because it's like because it's like, what if Sakamoto became a butler later on in life? That is Sebastian.
I feel like Sebastian and Sakamoto are just like
they're
twins.
Yeah,
they got separated at birth. You know what I mean?
They're literally the same person. Like Sakamoto is just Sebastian in school. Like, because they literally have the same kind of like it's. Maybe Sakamoto is a little more tongue in cheek. But Sebastian very much has the same kind of visual humor a lot of the time and does like a lot of. You know, the joke is often that he is just so insanely competent at everything.
Just so OP. Basically.
He is literally OP as fuck, but it's amazing. Like, it's so good. I just love it. It's so, and I feel like there's not a manga that has the same feeling as Black Butler. Like, I don't think there's a single manga that feels like it or anime show that has the same kind of vibe.
Yeah. I feel it definitely like created a staple for that kind of genre. Like, there's probably a lot of manga that's imitating Black Butler.
100%.
But yeah.
Because there's not many manga out there that do like, deal with like pretty intense themes. They have like, all these like thriller aspects. They also have the parts that appeal to the Fujos quite a lot, right? So it kind of mixes a lot of genres together. And I think even Yana Tobiso herself said that she didn't even know what genre she'd put it in because it touches on so many genres throughout the manga. And that's why I think it's super unique and worth reading.
Okay. Did you watch the anime or read the manga first?
Anime first.
Okay. I should have expected that actually.
So anime, I got into. So I watched the anime. And I thought. Wow. I just watched it and I thought it was kind of it's kind of boring. I thought it was okay. I thought season 2 was god awful. And at this time, Book of Six hadn't came out yet. And basically, I did that, and then someone was like, "Oh, you should just do like character impressions for my YouTube channel." I was like, "Oh, okay." I did a few, and then Sebastian just happened to be the one that I tried first, and I thought it sounded nothing like him.
Posh British butler guy, right?
Everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's him!" But then looking back, I'm like, it doesn't even sound like J. Michael Tatum's War. But I'm sure he was offended that people were. I'd be offended. And then I did that, and then I got surrounded by people who loved it and who kept like telling me, "Read it." And I was like reluctant. I was like, "No."
So wait, what was the first manga you ever read? Is it on the 3x3? That you like distinctly remember?
Might have been No, it must have been Black Butler. Yeah, it must have been Black Butler. It was Black Butler, and I didn't read any for like 2 years.
Right.
You just thought manga equals Black Butler.
Because the reason why I actually got into it, I remember this now, because I did a manga dub of part of the I can't remember what the boat arc's called. The Campania arc?
Just the boat arc.
The boat arc.
The Book of Atlantic, is it? Book of Atlantic. Maybe that's what it's called? Because they made a movie about it. I haven't watched the movie. I did a comic dub of a portion of that. And so, I just ended up reading it because I was like, oh, this arc looks cool. And I had it out of context and I was like, oh, okay, well, this is cool. I'm going to go read the rest. And I started reading it. And I read past that point and then I stopped.
Right.
But everything before I enjoyed. But I'm probably going to go finish it.
Yeah, because what I want to know is that I'm looking at most of these and I'd say a lot of these have come from recommendations, literally from us, telling you to go out and read it.
I know exactly which ones Gaunt recommended. I know which ones I recommended.